And thank you for coming to Industrial Safety Supply Corporation's YouTube page. This again is Michael DiDiego, and today we're going to talk about how to connect your AreaRAE Plus or Pro with other mesh-enabled instruments. Those would include the MultiRAE, the QRAE 3, the MicroRAE, and the ToxiRAE Pro series. When in basic mode, to get to your menu driven, we're going to go ahead and press the N and mode key. It's going to ask us for a password, and the password for all of these is 0000. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in for us and hit the done key, and it's going to get us into the menu driven portion of it. The only time you would have to enter the passcode is if we're in basic mode operation. If you were in advanced mode, you wouldn't have to go ahead and put the password in. It would automatically go to this menu driven piece. To go to the wireless menu button, we're going to go ahead and use the soft arrow key and go down to the wireless portion of it and hit the select button. And what you'll notice here is we need to select a couple of different things. So what you have is select primary radio. I'm going to go ahead and hit the select button. And today we're going to use the ISM. ISM stands for Industrial, Scientific, and Medical Frequency Bands. There's also a Wi-Fi portion of it. Today we're going to cover the ISM. Just FYI, Wi-Fi would need to be enabled using the Studio 2 program. We'll cover that in a different session. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one, and we are going to save ISM. It's then going to go to GPS. GPS portion of it, we're just going to go ahead and select. And we need to make sure that the power is turned on if you want to have the global positioning satellites read back through your AreaRAE to your ProRAE Guardian Studio. It is on, so I'm just going to hit the done button, and we're going to go back, and the next portion of it is going to be the mesh. I'm going to go ahead and select the mesh power. What mesh is your short range radio, and this is what allows the instruments that I talked about before to be connected to your AreaRAE. Obviously you need to make sure that the power is on, so that is, we're going to hit done. The PAN ID, we're going to go ahead and select PAN ID. What you have for PAN ID is the number at which you would connect this particular number, and the number on your instruments that I talked about earlier would need to be identical in order for this instrument to see your other instruments that are going to be connected to it. We could have up to 8 instruments connected through an AreaRAE reporting back to ProRAE Guardian. So we're going to go ahead and leave that at 777, and the next thing it's going to ask for is a channel. We're going to go ahead and select that. Your channel also needs to be the same. So your PAN ID and your channel need to be exactly the same in order for it to see each other and then be reporting back to ProRAE Guardian. So we're going to go ahead and leave that at channel 10. And obviously a factory reset would be any time that we go make changes to the AreaRAE. If you want to reset everything to the beginning, just go ahead and hit factory reset. Important to know that if you do that, it doesn't remember any of the previous settings that you have. So now we're back at the mesh. We're going to go down to the ISM, and we're going to select. And the ISM is the long-range powered radio that would allow you to see your host to see your AreaRAE from up to 2 miles away, line of sight. I personally have been on a couple of applications where I've seen up to 5-mile radius with regards to this. Pretty flat land and not a whole lot of obstacles, but we're told to tell you it's a 2-mile line of sight for those. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about with regards to that. So obviously we want to make sure that the power is turned on, and it is. We're going to go ahead and select network ID. Now this network ID is important because the host, if you would, the RAE-Link 3, the RAE-Link 3 mesh, or your ruggedized host would also need to be set to this network ID. And this is what allows your host to receive information from your AreaRAE. So again, you need to have the network ID set. Then one of the nice upgrades about ProRAE Guardian and the AreaRAE, the new AreaRAE platform, is they allow you to change the network ID now, whereas for most of you already know on the old legacy AreaRAEs, you had to have a special patch cable and some other internal software programs to change those. So a nice added feature. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this on 26. And the last thing that we need to do is select a unit ID. Unit ID is unique to this particular unit, regardless of whether it's running 8 other instruments up into ProRAE Guardian. Every single instrument that's reporting to ProRAE Guardian through a channel needs to have a unit ID all set by itself. And what I mean by that is if we had 2 AreaRAEs that had a unit ID of 1 and the other one had a unit ID of 1, potentially only one of those would get picked up. It's a little hiccup in the what it looks for. So it grabs the first unit ID number 1 and reports that to ProRAE Guardian. So I'm going to go ahead and back out of that and back out of this to get back into our real-time readings. And what I want you to notice is in the upper left-hand corner, you have a couple of different items there. ISM, it's telling you that you're set to your ISM mode, which is your long-term radio, or excuse me, long-range radio. Your RTR and your STD, I know it looks like it says ORTR, but what that is routers being reported through your AreaRAE, and down below that would be the amount of instruments that you have reporting to your AreaRAE. Because there's nothing reporting through it, this signal is blinking at us saying that there's no network setup going back through it. And obviously below that is the satellites. The satellite actually has, looks like 2 or 3 satellites connected to it currently, and it will grab up to 18 different satellites to allow the global positioning portion of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and connect 2 instruments to the AreaRAE, through the AreaRAE, reporting back to ProRAE Guardian. And you'll notice that this number right here, the STD number, is going to change from 0 to 2. So what you see now is the STD number has changed from 0 to 1. And what I simply did was turned on this QRAE 3. They are programmed the same way in the PAN and channel numbers, and they are connected. Now when I turn this QRAE 3 on, the interval is set to 30 seconds, so it doesn't immediately pop up. It might take up to 30-40 seconds for it to see it, but you can certainly see that you know that it is reporting through the AreaRAE to the ProRAE Guardian. You can now see that I have MultiRAE connected as well. So my number on the STD has changed from 1 to 2. I now have 2 instruments reporting through my AreaRAE to ProRAE Guardian. All right, and that concludes what we were trying to get done today. We talked about the settings within the instrument and how to make sure your network ID is connected to report back to your ProRAE Guardian. We also talked about how to connect instruments through your AreaRAE utilizing the PAN ID and channel numbers. Thank you for coming today, and hope to see you soon.